leadership, and honorable members of this August House, it is my privilege and singular honor to welcome His Excellency the President of the Republic to the House. Honorable members, before I invite His Excellency the President to deliver the message on the state of the nation, permit me to recognize the presence in this August chamber of the following distinguished personalities. We have Uves, and it's also a privilege for him to be here, the Vice President, in the person of His Excellency Alhaji Mahamudu Bawumia. We have His Lordship, the Chief Justice, the Law Lords, the Chief in charge of all the Law Lords in this country. My Lord, Chief Justice Kwasi Enim-Yeboah. We also have the presence of our First Lady. Our First Lady, Her Excellency Mrs. Rebecca Akufo-Addo. And we have the spouse of His Excellency the Vice President, you know, the person of His Excellency Mrs. Samira Bawumia. We are privileged to have the chairman of the whole Council of State present here. And you know, the chairman is in the person of Nana Otuo Sribo II. Let me, before I proceed, announce that we are also privileged to have the presence of my wife. The spouse of the Speaker of Parliament. I christened them as the left, right honorable speakers. And she is in the person of Madam Alice Ajua Yunus. We are also privileged to have the presence of the former First Lady, a very yes, she has been a very bold lady. And in fact, I can confirm that she's been one of the catalysts that has really brought the issue of women empowerment, not only in Ghana, but globally. We have the presence of Her Excellency Nana Konadu Ajiman Rawlings. And we have the presence of the chairman of the party in government, the New Patriotic Party, in the presence here. He was, as you know, a former first deputy speaker and also a former second deputy speaker, and that used to be called the Elembele Mugabe. is in the person of Honorable Freddie Blay. And we have the General Secretary of the party in power, the New Patriotic Party, in the person, quite a young man, John Boedu. We have honorable members, my attention has just been drawn that we have with us the whole chief of staff. She used to be in charge of my wife's in parliament here. And now she's the chief of staff of the whole country. But I still refer to her as my senior wife. She is in the person of Honorable Akusia Frema Opare. And we have the General Secretary of the alternative government in the person the National Democratic Congress, the General of all generals. He was a member of this House for 3 good terms and a Deputy Minister of State. Is the person of Honorable Johnson Asiedu Inketia. With all this galaxy of important men and women, statesmen, definitely my expectation is that the dignity of this House, the majesty and aura of this House will be enhanced. It's with this, I now have the greatest pleasure in inviting His Excellency the President to deliver his message. Your Excellency, you may now deliver your message.
Mr. Speaker, it is always an honor and a pleasure to be back here where I was a 3-time member to give a message on the state of the nation as required by the Constitution. Mr. Speaker, I hope you'll forgive me if I begin by asking members of the House to join me to salute the management, technical, and playing teams of the Black Stars. Who against the odds beat the Super Eagles of Nigeria in Abuja yesterday. Their qualification for the World Cup has brought so much joy to Ghanaians. And we're looking forward to an outstanding performance in Qatar. 3 cheers for the Black Stars. In accordance with protocol and convention, it is good to see that First Lady Rebecca Akufo-Addo, Vice President Muhammadu Bawumia, Second Lady Samira Bawumia, spouse of Mr. Speaker, Madam Alice Ajua Jonas, Chief Justice Anini Yeboah, and Justices of the Supreme Court, the Chairperson Nana Utu Sribo II, and members of the Council of State, Chief of Defense Staff, Vice Admiral Seth Amwama, Inspector General of Police, Dr. George Akufo-Dampare, and service chiefs are all present. The Speaker, the House is also duly honored by the welcome attendance virtually of the former President of the Republic, His Excellency John Agyekum Kufuor, former First Lady, Her Excellency Nana Konadu Agyeman-Rawlings, and the Dean and members of the Diplomatic Corps. Mr. Speaker, from my vantage point as President of the Republic, from the focus point as head of government, from the enviable position of a husband, a father, and a grandfather, I know that there is a general sense of anxiety in our nation at the moment. The Ghanaian people are anxious about the economy, the cost of living, income levels, jobs for young people, and even about issues on which we all thought we had achieved a national consensus. When some amongst us are raising questions about the certainties on which we are building the state, it is not surprising that worries about the stability of the government would become cause for heightened tension in the nation. Mr. Speaker, 2 years ago to the day, we were in the midst of a lockdown in the main metropolitan centers of our country. We were truly in the midst of the unknown. It took a while before it even